What's up, y'all? I don't know what is going on in social media world today, but Hollywood is out of control. So really I'm up here because Nick Cannon got a little in his feelings after Kevin Hart apparently resigned.
Just got a call from the Academy, and that call basically said, Kevin, apologize for your tweets of old, or we're going to have to move on and find another host. Talking about the tweets from 2009, 2010. I chose to pass. I passed on the apology. The reason why I passed is because I've addressed this several times.
He does not, and I repeat, does not want people judging him off of something he did in his past, which made his homeboy, Nick Cannon, and they are homeboys because Kevin Hart has been a while now.
Kevin, they already heard I introduced you.
I don't care what they heard. Introduce me right.
Kevin Hart?
It just got real, brother. Just got real, man.
All right.
Yes, I got on the real 2 Chainz. Like, this is... What are you talking about? Look at you like a gladiator. What are you talking about?
And Kevin Hart has been friends with Nick Cannon. So his boy Nick Cannon goes and puts on blast Amy Schumer, Chelsea Handler, and Sarah Silverman, letting you know that all of them have also made gay jokes. So are they going to get any type of punishment? Are people making them get on lives and apologize? Kevin got announced Tuesday that he was doing the Oscars, and on Tuesday, the tweet came back from 8 years ago of him saying some homophobic stuff. My thing is, who is searching through Kevin Hart? Have you ever tried to search through your Twitter? If you be on Twitter all the time, have you tried to search through your Twitter from 10 years ago? Trust me, you gonna stop. Like, man, I write a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody went through that and did that for Kevin Hart.
And you will remember why they probably hired Hart. He's a beloved African-American performer in this age of Oscars so white, and because of what he said at the MTV Video Music Awards, Laura, earlier this year. You'll remember he sided with the NFL kneelers and he told the president, quote, Trump, suck it.
I'm looking at this like it's game day, people. But do not worry, because at this game, you guys are allowed to kneel. You can do whatever the hell you want. There's no old white man that can stop you. Do it. You never know what's going to happen at the VMAs. I mean, beefs pop off, bad language, people run to the bathroom and send out crazy tweets. It's basically like your typical day at the White House. In your face, Trump, suck it.
Well,
Lovely.
The Academy loved the Trump-bashing, edgy, crass Hart until Hollywood and the community started pushing back.
First of all, Kevin Hart did a joke about how he didn't want his son to be gay.
One of my biggest fears is my son growing up and being gay. If I can prevent my son from being gay, I will. Every kid has a gay moment, okay? Every kid. But when it happens, you gotta nip it in the bud. You gotta stop it right then. Hey, stop! That's gay! It's quick.
I mean, I don't know too many comedians who haven't said something offensive about somebody. So it's like, why is the world so sensitive? And then, if y'all are so sensitive, why aren't y'all sensitive about how the Christians feel? I mean, but we'll talk about that another time. But the point is, why is everybody so sensitive?
But the idea that he actually that's the way he really
That he
feels. Of course
hates
it's
gay
not.
people.
Of course it's not the way he feels.
Watch this. Seinfeld.
I do this joke about the way people need to justify their cell phone. I need to have it with me because people are so important.
Right.
You know, I said, well, they don't seem very important the way you scroll through them like a gay French king. You know, just, and they thought, what do you mean gay? What are you talking about gay? What are you saying gay? What are you doing? What do you mean, you know? And I thought, are you kidding me?
This is the problem. Everybody's so sensitive. We need to have our foibles and who we are lampooned so we can laugh together and get past the biases.
Everyone can laugh at each other. And Don Rickles, would he be able to even perform today?
Rickles would never be able to leave the house.
Jerry Seinfeld won't go to college campuses because humor is dead.
Then apparently, when they found out he was doing the Oscars, and I mean, if you've been paying attention, everybody was pretty much telling you that Kevin Hart's going to be hosting the Oscars before it even was announced.
So heard that Kevin Hart is going to be hosting the Oscars this year. That's very exciting.
The guy is so driven and focused and ambitious. It's been on his to-do list, you know. His
is that
wish
true?
List.
His wish list?
He's wanted to do this. I think. I don't know if he literally writes it down like a vision board, but I know that was on his list to do.
Well, you know, we've interviewed him backstage at the Academy Awards a few times, and as I recall, I believe We gave him this idea.
Well,
I don't want to take. It was on my vision board
I can't
that
remember.
Kevin would host the Academy Awards.
Take
a look.
I can't remember. Let's see.
Do you think you'll ever host the Academy Awards?
I hope so. I mean, it's a long-term goal. You know, when that day comes, best believe it's gonna get real.
Congratulations on hosting next year's Academy Awards. Very exciting. Yes, yeah. I heard it somewhere. I'm pre-congratulating.
I love Kelly, and I'm always gonna support her and whatever she does, because she's my dime.
And we don't think that this is a ploy. It's a scam. It's not real. Like, yo, the Oscars, they are pathetic. Like, they are doing everything that they can to not only keep their name in everybody's mouth with controversy, because when they did last year, naming the wrong name.
You're impossible. Come on. La La Land.
Warren Beatty was not gonna stand for it. He stood up there and was like, look it. I want to tell y'all what happened.
I wanted to tell you what happened. I opened the envelope, and it said, Emma Stone, La La Land. That's why I took such a long look at Faye and at you. I wasn't trying to be funny.
No, you want to lie, okay? Because we could tell when y'all was laughing at each other that y'all was about to do some foul shit. Then you looked at the card and gave it to Faye, and Faye, who ain't got no type of shame whatsoever, gonna say La La Land. So we already know that was fake, but you let not one speech, two speeches, three speeches go by before you go and tell. And then the last dude who did the last speech knew they lost. Yet he still did his speech anyways and was like, we lost, by the way.
You kicked this off, and Damien Chazelle, we're standing on your shoulders. We lost, by the way, but, you know.
Guys, I'm sorry. No, there's a mistake. Moonlight, you guys won Best Picture.
Nigga, so what you doing your speech for? Now we gotta wait for the real winners to come up, right? The real winners to come up and hear these speeches all over again?
Good news is we got to see some extra speeches. We have some great movies.
This is why nobody wants to watch the Oscars. They're not even watching these movies, so like they're never gonna put something like Ride Along or something funny in the Oscars, something that we're really watching. I mean, like at the end of the day, is Black Panther getting an award? Because we know what that was all the craze about. They are really doing everything they possibly can to get people to tune in. Why? Because the ratings is going.
News for the Oscars, Nielsen says the ratings for the 90th Annual Academy Awards hit an all-time low of 26.5 million people, down 20% from the previous year, and the only time there have been fewer than 30 million viewers, and that was since 1974 when Nielsen started tracking the show. And even just a couple of years ago, it was 2014, those numbers were almost double. They were in the 40-something million. So it's pretty remarkable, and part of the reason, because people are looking at this as and they're saying, okay, well, what went wrong? How can we fix it to get more viewers? They're saying a lot of this is just people weren't watching these movies.
So no, they don't want to watch the Oscars and watch y'all get awards for movies that people thought was boring, and nobody watched any of these movies. They're not any entertaining movies. You know what I'm saying?
And honestly, I said, I don't care. Let me explain. Okay. I haven't been in the last years been watching, which is proven by they just said the decline of the ratings. It just sometimes can be a really long show. A lot of the movies I didn't go see, if I'm gonna be honest with you, so I don't know what they're talking about. So I just kind of end up getting all the updates on Instagram, or Lonnie tells me about it in the morning.
They want y'all to believe the hype so you will tune in. The only reason why they even had Kevin Hart be the damn host is so people can tune in, and I bet you he's still gonna host because Kevin has sold, okay? Like, that nigga gone. So I bet you he's still gonna host. I bet you all of this is just controversy, and he gonna wind up hosting anyways, and everybody gonna want to tune in because they gonna want to hear the jokes that Kevin gotta say about this. Needless to say, the Oscars suck. They've been sucking, and this is why. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to create too much controversy. Every single time the Oscars come out, it's always this dumb stuff. After 2016, when they basically told everybody boycott the Oscars because they don't want to nominate black folks no more.
We heard that Jada said that she is not going to be attending, nor will she be watching. Will you be attending the Oscars?
No, my wife's not going. It would be awkward for me to show up with Charlize, you know, so.
Begging for acknowledgement or even asking diminishes dignity and diminishes power. And we are a dignified people, and we are powerful, and let's not forget it.
And so when I look at the series of nominations of the Academy, it's not reflecting that beauty.
Sharpton got mad, and Jada went mad, and Will went mad. Everybody went mad, you know? It's quite like Jada got mad. Jada says she's not coming, protesting. I'm like, is she on a TV show? Jada's gonna boycott the Oscars. Jada boycotting the Oscars is like me boycotting Rihanna's panties. I wasn't invited.
The Academy has the right to acknowledge whomever they choose, to invite whomever they choose.
What happened? People went mad, you know? Spike got mad.
I love Chris Rock. Chris Rock is a grown-ass man. What he wants to do, I'm fine with. But for me, my wife and I, we can't go. Can't do it.
But Chris Rock did a whole joke that was like, hey, this is 88. They probably had 70 Oscars where they didn't nominate no black folks. This has been a reoccurring issue.
Now, the thing is, why are we protesting? That's the big question. Why this Oscars? Why this Oscars? You know, it's the 88th Academy Awards. It's the 88th Academy Awards, which means this whole no black nominees thing has happened at least 71 other times.
He said, is Hollywood racist? Yeah, it's racist. And I know that it was awkward up in there with all them white people who are in Hollywood, telling them to their face, y'all racist.
That's right. Is Hollywood racist? You're damn right Hollywood's racist, but it ain't the racist that you've grown accustomed to. Hollywood is sorority racist. It's like, we like you, Rhonda, but you're not a Kappa. That's how Hollywood's, yeah?
But you know, I gotta applaud him because he took the platform that he was at, he got his check, and he tried to make a message, even if it wasn't that funny.
I mean, because Rocky takes place in a world where white athletes are as good as black athletes. So Rocky's a science fiction movie. There's things that happen in Star Wars that are more believable than things that happen in Rocky, okay?
And last year was done with them announcing the wrong name, and this year is dumb by saying Kevin Hart is gonna be the host and then trying to take it away because he did something 10 years ago. Like, y'all are being ridiculous. Ridiculous, okay? And they know daggone well if they don't have Kevin Hart, because Chris Rock ain't gonna bring y'all the numbers. Jimmy Kimmel ain't gonna bring y'all the numbers, okay? So if you don't use Kevin Hart, you're gonna have even less people watching the Oscars than they did last year. Get it together.
Our lesson, which is when the PC dogma moves in and makes demands on you, stand firm. You can get people to apologize for outrageous things, but you can't collapse and throw your talent overboard, or comedy, the lane for comedy is going to narrow, where nobody wants hate. But give people an option.
It's showing how people are becoming way, way too sensitive. Like, at the end of the day, Richard Pryor would have never hosted the Oscars. Never. If people thought the way that they think now.
To start the awards program, Richard Pryor.
I'm here tonight to explain why no black people
will ever be nominated for anything. Black people love to act. We can cry at the drop of a hat. Or laugh. These are some of the things black people can do. We're also going to stop entertaining. That will show you. We refuse to be in show business altogether. We are quitting. Then see who sings and dances for you.
Y'all check out what Nick Cannon has to say.
If there was no Nick Cannon, there would be no Kevin Hart. And until he says that, he kissed my ass. Matter of fact, I don't want to talk about Kevin Hart anymore because you're taking my blood pressure up. Move on.